Okay, everyone, happy Wednesday afternoon. I am King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. Not too much to the forecast today other than what probably a lot of you have already seen in the sky right now. That smoke haze. It's here. I know it's kind of early in the season for this, and we're going to let you know exactly where that's coming from, but we're also going to go over how we expect this to kind of stick around for the next few days. Thankfully, not much impacts, especially here west of the Cascades, but we could see some air quality issues as you go east of the Cascades. We'll let you know exactly where those are. Let's talk about the temperatures, because for the next day or two, they're still expected to be fairly warm. We do see a cool down and more of a high rain chance coming in as we head into the weekend and into the start of next work week. But yes, let's first talk about what's happening out there in the skies. Everett, plenty of sunshine, but it's a filtered sunshine because of the smoke haze that we have in place. So you can definitely notice it there with not as crisp of a blue of a sky as we've been seeing here the past few days. Sun Mountain Lodge, I think we are going to see the haze a little more thick into some of these parts around and east of the Cascades. So you'll notice it there, maybe even start to notice more of a smoke smell in the air. Plus, looking live at Westport, you can see maybe a little of that smoke haze in the sky, but definitely not noticing as much as what you're seeing at the farther north you go. This is mixed in with a little more of that marine air, plus maybe a bit more of that fog too, closer to the coast here. But La Push, you can definitely tell, not a clear sunny day, and smoke haze in the sky there live at the parking lot up at Paradise Mount Rainier. But we are going to see, just like this is the overall theme. SchoolNet site, Granite Falls, hazy skies, smoke haze sticking around here for the day. So what is it doing to our air quality? Well, for the time being, not a whole lot. Most spots will continue to see pretty good air quality as we go throughout the day. You can see around Seattle Metro, maybe a little bit of an impact when it comes to some of that smoke that's coming on through, but otherwise, not seeing much at all. Plus, you're noticing a small yellow dot up there across parts of the tip of the Olympic Peninsula. I would say keep an eye out there for maybe a little less of an air quality concern as we go on, or a larger concern there as we go on here into the evening. But most of this is going to continue to track farther to the east, and this is how it's really shaping up for us. So you can see all those icons, the fire icons that you see up here across parts of British Columbia, Alberta. That is where the smoke is coming from these particular fires up here. And really where they're heading is down this way. You can see the wind flow going down and then around. So let me see if I can draw that out for you right there. Looks like I can't get it, but it's coming down and then across mostly the eastern side of the state. So it goes this way and then eventually it heads more towards this way, or either it gets carried down into parts of Montana. So that's what we're dealing with. And as I zoom on in, you can see over the next day or so, we're still noticing some of that smoke haze in place. And that's kind of indicated by the lighter blues that you're seeing showing up here on the map right here from that wildfire smoke high up into the atmosphere. Yeah, so not a big concern when it comes to air quality, but still kind of around, and plus you can see those thicker plumes as you go farther to the east. That's where you might have a little more of a concern. So as the forecast shows heading into the day tomorrow, everywhere that you have that highlighted gray area up this way around Winthrop and Omak, and then getting closer to Spokane and down around parts just north of Pullman, even getting close to Moses Lake. That's where we have air quality alerts that will be around here throughout the rest of this evening, tonight, and it looks like heading into Friday, possibly even into your earlier part of Saturday, before we do start to see some systems move on in here and start to scour this air on out of here and start to bring back more of a clear and clean air mass as far as getting the smoke on out of here off to the east. So that's what we're dealing with. Again, not much of an issue here across western Washington, but something that we're going to keep an eye out for. Now back to the temperatures, low to mid 70s. Smoke haze does help to kind of block some of the sun rays from making its way down to the surface. So temperatures today may not be quite as warm as what was originally expected with the clear skies. Wind direction right now, you can see mainly coming in from the west and the northwest. And as far as highs, right up there around that 80-degree mark. I think we just barely get there today, and then we drop back down tonight, dropping into the low 60s and upper 50s, and still quite a bit of active weather, some thunderstorm activity across western parts of the United States. It looks like the immediate coastline actually getting a little bit of a break right now as we get that area of low pressure to head its way farther east. But high pressure is still the dominant feature for us, so things stay relatively quiet. Here into the night, on into the day tomorrow, we'll have a little moisture come on through, and that will help to increase cloud coverage, plus give us a small chance of a few showers and storms. Most of them probably going to stay up into the Cascades, though more mountains chances of rain with that. And then we start to dry out a little more heading into Friday. You can see the flow of the storms starting to go from more west to east as opposed to coming in from the east. So that's when we're going to start to see more of that stronger onshore flow return, and that's going to cool down temperatures, but also start to really push out some of the smoke haze that we've had in the air throughout the weekend. Today's forecast, highs reaching the mid to upper 60s across our island communities, lower 70s around Blaine, mid 70s in Bellingham, and then some possible 80s like in Linden and Mount Vernon, getting up really close to that number. We'll see a few 80s around areas such as Bellevue and Issaquah, up to 84, 83 in Bremerton, 76 in Linwood. Again, smoke haze could drop these numbers down just a few degrees, so if you don't get to 80 today, probably a little bit of a better chance by tomorrow. And then some more low to mid 80s again for parts across South Sound. Forecast tonight, we drop down into the 50s, kind of a cooler start for your early Thursday morning. Then we get back around the low to mid 80s tomorrow afternoon. Friday, sunshine will still be around the low 80s by that point, but then we start to see more of a cool down starting up on Saturday. And as we go throughout Saturday, as we see that cooler air arrive, the system arriving with the rain chances, that will start to again scour out some of the smoke haze from our higher parts of the atmosphere. And we're going to start to bring back that cooler air mass, which is going to stick around at least into the beginning parts of next work week, with highs dropping back down into the 60s and maybe some rain chances again. Not looking like it's going to be a big washout by any means at all, though, for your Sunday or either for your Monday. So those of you who are probably really sensitive to the smoke, no big concerns yet, and something of course that we're going to continue to monitor, but I think we're going to be fine. This should lead to some pretty beautiful sunsets though, so if you're one who likes to get out and get photographs of that, or maybe just get out and just do some sightseeing and start to capture those of course with the mind and the eyes, try to get out here over the next couple of days. Take care everyone, have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon.